Today we're going to be taking a look at the Familiar Transmogrifications as part of the Diablo Immortal and Hearthstone Collaboration, and I'm also going to be reflecting on some of the older transmogs for your familiars. Let's go. Today we're going to be looking at Familiar Transmogrification and the different ones that I've collected so far in Diablo Immortal. So to begin with, what is transmogrification? This is the appearance that you can apply to your pet. Now, some of the transmogs have specific skills. The majority of them don't, but a couple of them do, so I'll talk through those. So currently you can see my pet here. I have a legendary Quake Strider, and that is just what my pet looks like as normal. I actually like Quake Strider. It's kind of ugly, but kind of cute, similar to Labubu's, which I also love. So let's take a look at how you change the transmogrification on your familiar to begin with. So head to the familiar tab here, and then at the bottom you've got this little logo of a familiar with a quill on here. So if you click on this, you can actually select which transmogrification you would like to apply to your familiar. Now, I didn't actually use the Butchie one from the last update, but I'm going to show you the ones from the current update first. So first off, we have Little Ragnaros. This one came from the Phantom Market, and this is what it looks like in game. So he kind of has like a fiery whirlwind for legs and just follows you around like that. So that is Little Ragnaros. And that one, I believe, does have some special skills to it as well. I don't know if it actually tells you any information on it there. It doesn't. Or it might be this one that has special skills. I'm not sure which one did. One of them did have it. I might be able to show you from the menu. So this is the Core Rager. So this one you gain from making a purchase during the Heroes of the Half event, and you can then claim this from the Heroes of the Half event tab, which I'll show you that in a second. So this is what that one looks like. I actually prefer this one. I got a cute screenshot the other day because someone's pet was left behind and it was stood next to my Quake Strider, and it looked like they were besties. So anyway, let's have a look at the Heroes of the Half event tab. So if you want to collect the transmogrification that I've got, the Core Rager, you get that here. So rewarded when unlocking any limited time bundles or eternal orbs in the shop. So that's how you can gain that one. Then we also have both of the familiar skins here. So blazing minions, click the corresponding button to go to the location that contains the familiar transmogrification. So as I said, Little Ragnaros comes from the Phantom Market, Core Rager comes from the shop. Now, one thing that you can do with Core Rager is you can actually gain this from collecting your free set item from the Battle.net shop. So go to the Battle.net shop, grab your free set item, and you will get the Core Rager also unlocked from that. Now, when you click on the information here, all it says is click the corresponding button to go to the location that contains the familiar transmogrification. So I imagine there's maybe not any specific skill from them. In the past, there has been specific bonuses that you get from actually using those familiar skins, but it doesn't look like there's anything from that one. So if we go back, I'm going to show you some of the other familiars that I've collected. So we've got the Butchie here, which was from the more recent event. That is what the Butchie looks like. This one bugged at one point and people were ending up with multiple familiars of Butchie around them, which was quite funny because there was like just loads of Butchies running around everywhere. Then we have next this one, the Golem. Now there was two versions of this. This is the original Golem, so like a little naked rock dude. But there was also the Golem Reformed, which you could customize. So there was different head customizations, as you can see here. And there was different body customizations for this as well. So let's go for that. And this is what the Golem looks like. He was really cute. I did actually use this one for a little while just because of the way he like chases you around with his arms up in the air. I thought that was really, really cute. Then the next transmog that we have for familiars was actually a really decent one. So let's go out of that. Why is it not letting me select? It's not letting me remove this one. There we go. This was the Murloc. So Murloc was actually a really cool one. There was two versions. There was the green and there was the Murloc Tide Lurker. Now these actually helped with fishing. So the main difference between the two, let me show you. The first Murloc is just green and he just runs around like this. Now Murlocs actually interacted with each other, so if you stood next to another player that also had the Murloc transmog on their pet, they would actually dance together, which was kind of funny. And then the other Murloc is the Tide Lurker. So this one has a slightly different effect to it. So when you are just standing still, you'll see in a moment he has like a little animation that comes up where he's hunting for fish. And as I said, both of these will actually gain you additional rewards when you're fishing. So when you are doing fishing in open world, they will also catch fish for you. So there's his little animation there as well. So that was the benefit to the Tide Lurkers. I'm going to go and head to the one of the fishing points now, and I'll show you exactly what I mean about them catching extra loot for you. So I'm here in Ashwold and we are going to do some fishing, and you can see when you hook your line, so does the Murloc as well. So the Murloc is now fishing behind my character. As you can see, he's got his fishing line out. I'm not sure what this player is doing, but they obviously don't realise I'm filming. So yeah, so we've got our Murloc fishing and I'm fishing as well. Now I cannot remember when the Murloc actually hooks things, if it's just at random or if it's when you also hook something in. So we'll try and reel something in and see what happens first. Now fishing is something that I literally never do. I don't actually enjoy fishing. It's one of my least favorite tasks in Diablo Immortal. There we go. So Murloc also hooked something as well, but it looks like he only hooked a boot. So sometimes he will hook things that are useful and other times he will hook trash or even mines. So Murloc is quite a fun transmog to have on your familiar. But out of all of them, I don't really know. I think probably the Murloc is my favourite just because he has that extra skill. But honestly, my Quake Strider has to be my favourite familiar. Let me know if you've collected any of the familiar skins in game. Let me know which one's your favourite. Obviously, this video isn't really that informative. It was more just for fun. I try not to make all my content too serious. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching. And let me know, as I said, which familiar skin is your favourite or which familiar is your favourite as well. And see you in the next one. Have a great day.
Official Diablo Partner.